the code day and night, crafting dreams from bits and bytes. Microsoft magic, it's out of sight. Got a co-pilot, watch it take flight. Guiding through the code day and night, crafting dreams from bits and bytes. Microsoft magic, it's out of sight. Got a co-pilot, watch it take flight. Guiding through the code day and night, crafting dreams from bits and bytes. Microsoft magic, it's out of sight. Teamwork cowbell, yeah, we ring it out loud. Teamwork cowbell, making mama proud.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another CAP for Copilot Adoption Practices with Ricardo and Stacy. I fear that my video is messing up, but that's okay. We're gonna roll with it anyway. How you doing, Stacy?
I'm good.
Awesome. Well, if you're here either live on LinkedIn or on demand later, you're here because you want to hear two Copilot geeks geek out on some Copilot stuff, and that's what we plan to do. As always, if you are live and have some questions, comments, or anything, put them in the chat. We are always willing to pivot, take your live questions or whatever and respond to them. So feel free to use the comment section on LinkedIn Live, or use the comments on YouTube, and we'll respond to those later. And if you are out there, use the comments and tell us hi and where you're saying hi from. We like that as well. Let me get my environment up here. That's not the right button. There we go. Yeah, so Stacy, I think we'll just dive on in. Yeah. What I was going to talk about today, and I actually put this out on LinkedIn maybe a couple hours ago. Many of you may or may not know about, Stacy, have you heard about these things called agents? They're kind of going around.
Yeah. I've been playing with them a bit.
Yeah. So a lot of folks are talking about them. And in a nutshell, and you'll see it in a sec, but in a nutshell, what they are an ability to basically interact with this autonomous agent in your Copilot interactions to feed you more specialized information. Let's call it. That's the 5-second version, I guess. What I wanted to show here, and this isn't where I want it to be. Let's go to Copilot here. What I wanted to show, in case you didn't know, is that there's a lot of agents out there, but there are also a few new Microsoft ones, no cost, that you might be interested in. And I thought we'd talk through and even demonstrate a little bit. Let me first kind of point you to, if you can see, so I'm in my M365 Copilot. I happen to be using it in Teams. So I did that from the left rail. You could pin it to the side if you wanted to. But of course, we know there are other ways to get here, but this is how I got here. You can see on the side, you have this thing called Get Copilot Agents. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And I'm going to go ahead and make this bigger for everybody. And so you can see, this is where a lot of Teams apps are in general, but there is a specific category called Copilot Agents. And you can see there are a lot of different agents out there across different products and companies and whatnot. I don't know if I can filter. I didn't actually try this earlier. This one might be, no, let's not do that. I didn't use the filter earlier. What I did is scroll down to find the ones I was looking for. So you can see there are a lot of them. Some of these might be useful to you, but the ones I wanted to call out, if we keep going down, are, and we keep going and keep going. Where are they? Did I pass them, Stacy? I felt like I might have gone too far.
Are you looking for prompt coach?
Yeah. And
yeah, it's further up. You passed it.
I did pass it. Scroll too quickly. Man, where did I? So you did see it, right?
I did.
Let's see. Okay, there we go. All right, here we are. So right in this section here, there's got to be a way to use a filter, but you can see 4 here with that are made by Microsoft. Okay, so we got Idea Coach, plan and navigate the brainstorming process. Career Coach, elevate your career with Career Coach. Learning Coach, unlock potential. And then Prompt Coach, write and improve your prompts. And that's the one that caught my eye. And the one that I added, I'll go through the process again, just so you can kind of see how it works. So Prompt Coach is the agent here that I'm interested in, or that you might be interested in. So I hit add, and I'm basically just adding it here. I don't know what it'll, okay, so added it successfully, and I'll go ahead and open Copilot. And you can see it was already there before, but you can see the agents that I would add go here on the right-hand side. So here's normal Copilot. I clicked on that there. And then when I want to use Prompt Coach specifically, then I click on that. And so what's happening now is that my prompts here and my conversation here is not so much with Copilot, but specifically with this Prompt Coach.
And toggle between the Copilot again, because I want to point out that the tiles change. It's subtle, but those tiles at the top are framed to be appropriate for Copilot and to help you with how to prompt Copilot. But then when you click into an agent, you have the tiles that are appropriate to that agent. And they're certainly not an exhaustive list, but a list to help you get started in using that particular agent.
Yeah. And in fact, and so yes, suggested prompts here. In theory, more prompts down here. And this particular one, I think, doesn't have any additional ones, but the view prompts down here would also be another place for suggested prompts as well. But yes.
Right. And those will explode as we get feedback on these agents. We can enhance the prompt suggestions with that feedback.
Yeah. And so some interesting ones here. Prompt generation, help me generate a prompt to be used in Copilot. Obviously, analyze a prompt, analyze my prompt and provide feedback on how I could improve it. And some other ones. That was the one that actually caught my eye. But let me actually.
Mine as well. I love that one.
Yeah. I'm going to do this one here. Prompt example. Show me 3 good prompt examples. And I'm guessing this will just be random. But let's see what it does. So when I click it, it just puts the text of that prompt down there, right? I do still need to hit the button to get it going. So I've asked it to show me 3 prompts. It says, sure. And it gives me 3 examples, written, lots of detail. So one is generating a detailed project plan for an e-commerce website. Another one, writing a persuasive essay. Again, these are very random. I would not have used that button if I knew what kind of info I needed. So this is just good examples. But what it also does, in addition to these examples, I can read this prompt and kind of get a feel for what does a good prompt look like. Okay, it's not just 5 words. It's 2 complete sentences with lots of context, right? It talks about the purpose of this prompt, and then it goes into a detailed explanation of, what makes this a good prompt. So the goal is clearly defined, it has context. This one doesn't specifically call out a source. I suspect probably these other ones, like the second one does, suggest using statistical data, right? And an expectation. So if you are new to prompts, this should be helpful to give you a feel for what a good prompt feels like. I can imagine sometimes, being new to Copilot or any AI tool, you're kind of sitting there with this blank box wondering, everybody says these things so great. What do I put in here to make it great? And now you got something that can kind of help you along, give you a feel for what a good prompt looks like.
Yeah, that one's really exciting because I've worked with a lot of companies who are new to Copilot, and we have done quite a few like art of the possible sessions. We've done some coaching on prompting. We've even done some creative prompt design sessions for organizations who are new to Copilot. And it does seem to be important that users have some sort of reference point or a place to go when they're trying to write their own. And I love that this prompt coach sits right there in Copilot with them. Once it's enabled, once they go and grab it, and they can have that prompt design session right there without having to be in a instructor-led course,
right?
And refine their prompts and hopefully get the results they need from Copilot.
Yeah. And hopefully you guys can see that. Obviously, you could try this on your own as well, but hopefully you can see this relatively well. I'm going to fire up a new chat. And if you don't know whether it's Copilot or an agent, you still got that new chat button to give you a fresh start, fresh conversation. So I did that to get back to these initial prompts. This one here, analyze prompt. Analyze my prompt and provide feedback on how I could improve it. Let's see what that does. So it puts the text, down here for me, right? And I'll fire it off. So this is one of the reasons this is an interesting prompt. A little lesson here in prompting is this is one by definition that I ask Copilot something and it's responding, and it is asking me for another thing, right? So it's saying, let's see it. Yeah, make sure you can see it. I'd be happy to help you analyze and improve your prompt. Could you please provide me with the prompt you would like me to review? Additionally, if you have any specific concerns or issues with the prompt, please let me know so I can address them effectively. So again, this is one of those times when you realize, yes, this is a multi-turn conversation I'm having. I've said one thing, Copilot has said another, and is now expecting a second, and third, fourth response from me, right? So it's ready to go, and it's saying, okay, cool, give me your prompt. And so I think the prompt that I used earlier, actually, I'll just put one in here. So so it's saying, could you please provide me, and I don't know, Stacey, if you got a favorite one that you use here, but it is saying,
I like, summarize my latest emails or something like that to keep it simple to see what advice it's going to give. And I think our viewers will be excited to see how thorough of a response it can give around prompt guidance with just a simple suggestion.
Right. So this is a good one because it is pretty simple, and Copilot it'll work with that. It'll be just fine with that statement, but you can probably already guess that that could be better, right? It's pretty short and sweet. So
yeah, I can think about 10 things to do to that.
Right.
With the attempts that I've had on my own.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see if Copilot will come back with, that many encouraging words around prompt perfection.
So let's see what it does. So we are going to put that in there. I also like how, it didn't, like most computers, right? This didn't tell me the specific way that I need to give my prompt. I just chose to put it in quotes. But I mean, I could have said anything. It's natural language. It would have figured it out. So that's just a little tidbit there. But once I put that in there, thank you for sharing your prompt. Let's analyze it. So the original prompt is there, and then we start to get some analysis. So it starts by talking about those 4. If you've seen us, in the past talk
those
about
ingredients,
Yeah, those ingredients for a good prompt. It's going with that. So the 4 ingredients. So it understands, what I'm trying to do here. And so it's saying that the goal of my prompt is to get a summary of your latest emails, and it makes sense. Context, well, saying I didn't really give much context about the emails or what kind of summary is needed. Source, the source is implied to be my email inbox, but not explicitly mentioned. Okay, that's good tip. And then the expectations. I didn't really put any clear expectations on how the summary should be formatted or any specific info, right? So even there we're already doing pretty good in terms of learning how we could have made this better across the 4 ingredients. Those are some things it's pointing out. So now that it's, like any good teacher, don't just tell me my flaws, tell me how I can fix it, right? So then we get to this next section where there's an improved prompt. So to make this more effective, we can add more context and set clear expectations. There's an improved version. Please summarize the latest 10 emails in my inbox. Okay, a little more specific. Include the sender's name, the subject of the email, and a brief overview of the content. Highlight any urgent or important messages. So how is that better? Well, it tells us that, right? Changes made and the reasoning behind it. Added some specificity. I talked about the number of emails I want for a clear scope, key details about what I want to pull out of those emails, and then highlighted importance, right? And requested to highlight any urgent or important messages. Because when you're saying kind of summarize my email, I think for most of us in the back of our mind is you're doing it because you're trying to see what you need to work on, what is important or urgent.
Right.
So we didn't say that there, but I like how Copilot kind of knows what we're probably thinking. So gave us the reasons behind it, and it gave us a new new message. And so now that we've got that, so basically I like what it put together. I think the reasoning is sound. So let's give that a try. Now, again, we are did I copy it? Let me make sure I actually hit Control C there. Control C, or do that. I'm gonna go back to Copilot. I am in my Copilot for work, so it can read my emails and all that good stuff. And I'm gonna try it out. So Control V, paste it in there, and let's see how it does. And this is my demo environment, so it won't be the most amazing results, but
still does what's asked. It went and got 10.
Yeah, sure did. Did it fast. Yeah, not the most amazing because of this demo environment. I do have a lot of random security emails in the demo inbox here, but you could use your imagination to know that these would be some important emails where the sender was hyperlinked there, the title, and then an overview of that email, right? On this number 5 email, it actually puts a little important tag. This email highlights new risky sign-in. So again, that for those kind of unaware how Copilot and these AI tools work, it has read the email, and understands what it's reading to know that, it wasn't like that email was titled, risky sign-ins, and that'd be really easy to find. But it had to read the content of the email to know that maybe this is something in there that might be important. We get our reference links to the email itself. You can see it's out, in my Outlook, all of that. It did it again for this one, found what it thought might be important there, et cetera, et cetera. So that's interesting. What I think is probably also interesting, what would I do? What would it do if I put our simple one? I think that was just summarize my emails. Is that what we said? Summarize my latest emails.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what that looks like.
And you didn't do a new chat.
Oh, so you're right. Yep.
It's able to use what you already asked to inform this answer.
It's been implying that I want it the same way. Yeah. Let me, so I did a new one here. Summarize my latest emails. So it's very different look.
Yep.
Yeah. Same concepts though. I don't get the sender like I specified on the other one. I think I'm getting the subjects there. No nice links to the sender though. No call outs regarding importance, right? But it did work. I always reiterate that just to make sure everybody out there kind of knows you don't have to be an expert for this tool to work for you. It will certainly summarize your emails, but I probably would agree that other one might be a little nicer. And we could have got even more specific. We've done demos where we put it in a table format and things like that with a column for, urgency and all those kind of things. So, but that was nice. In fact, I'll go back here. That was an interesting one to kind of see how it worked with us. And so whatever prompt you could think of, going through and using this might help you figure out, the way to kind of make that, a little bit better. I suspect this one here is probably just going to give some good old fashioned, best practices for prompts in general. And it talks about those 4 key ingredients. Yeah. And fix my prompt. If I use that for that same summarize my latest emails, I suspected I'd get similar results. And then this one is interesting. Evaluate if my prompt is compliant and following responsible AI guidelines. So that's an interesting one as well. So this is just one example of the different agents that are out there, but hopefully it helps you see how to use them, right? The stuff you're putting in here is really specific to, building out a new prompt. This is not the area I'd go to just start asking random, web questions. It's kind of specific to this topic. So there are, again, many agents out there. Certainly create your own. But agents are, especially for those of us looking forward to Ignite, that's a topic you're probably here. If this is interesting to you and this whole agents concept is interesting to you, you're in for some good times over the next few weeks.
Most definitely.
Yeah, recurring topic for sure. Let me check the chat here. Mike,
I can help you with that. So Mike says, I like how Copilot adds suggestions on what detail to do next, like the can you provide more details bubble.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree that that's nice, especially since we're also new to Gen AI. Like you just don't know sometimes how much more helpful it can be. And so those little suggestions go a long way to getting all the good that you can out of the interaction.
For sure. Good stuff. Well, maybe in future sessions we'll do the same thing with one of the other prompts and see what goodies are there. I haven't used them all myself, so it'll be new to me as well. So we'll probably, just navigate through one of the other ones as well. But again, remembering that this Get Copilot Agents is over here on the side is, the key lesson for today, I guess. And then just go and explore and see what you can find.
Yeah, and we covered one that Microsoft has put together and has made available. But I think it's interesting to think of how you might want to position a Copilot agent in your own organization. There are potentials where you can customize even further what informs Copilot and an agent situation. Let's say you have a SharePoint list or some other knowledge base that you want to add. So you have all the richness of Copilot's LLMs, but you also want to connect that with some more institutional knowledge. That is what an agent is meant to do. It's allowing you to customize further and deliver. So I think it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Awesome. And if you guys did like the agent stuff and want to hear more, just certainly put that in the comments. We'll make sure we keep running it back for you in future sessions. So good stuff.
Yeah.
We appreciate the comments, and keep it coming, and we'll keep it coming weekly. Check out ak.ms/cap for Copilot for the date of the next session. But beyond that, hope you had a good time today and learned a little something, and we will check you out next time.
Thanks, Ricardo. Nice demo.
Yep. See you later.
Take care.